Hey everyone, how are you doing?
Good evening, all.
And welcome to first for us, the worst films of the year.
We thought we'd get in before the new year and give you the worst and then hopefully the best movies of 2024.
Well, we've chosen 10,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll probably choose 10 good ones.
That's right.
So
Our top 10.
top 10,
Yes.
and it's really weird that this is a year we actually have had 10 good films.
Really good films.
Like I think this is a golden year of movies, and it's also not.
A lot of bad movies as well.
Oh Lord.
So many so that we didn't actually see all of them. So before we begin, I would just like to start with a couple of honourable mentions for worst movies. Movies that are likely to be so bad that we didn't actually see them.
Because we didn't want to.
Yes.
Frankly, we only have so much time.
Yes.
And when you have a house to run, you only get to have so many hours to watch movies.
And we're already committed to doing the A to Z of shitcast.
And that's like one film every 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. We want to watch good films, but these films we know we're going to not like.
So we've got Madam Web, starring Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney.
Don't mention Sydney Sweeney, and it's not her fault.
No.
Apparently she isn't the problem of this film.
No.
You leave my Sydney alone.
It's okay. And next we have The Crow, starring Bill Skarsgård, the completely unnecessary, no one asked for it, Crow remake.
Why? I mean, I bought literally this year The Crow original movie. I hate having to say that. The original Crow, I bought it on 4K. And it's just a magnificent film. It's flawed, of course, because it has to be because of what happened. But it's just a masterpiece. It's of its time.
That's the thing. It's of its time.
Yeah.
So we could see that the remake was not going to be successful.
We were goths, guys. We were goths. And when this film came out, it sort of changed things for our group of people. I mean, I was still hanging out with my mates, my core mates, but I actually went into that sort of lifestyle and, became a depressed youth.
Same.
But the original is magnificent. And the remake, just the trailer on its own. If we'd have done trailer reactions back then, this would have been
a doozy.
A doozy.
Our final honourable mention goes to one that just came out over Christmas, Red One, starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Chris Evans, which has the distinguished title of being most expensive flop ever made.
And also, it lasted a week. A week or not even two, I don't think, in the cinema.
Before they released it for streaming.
Yeah. And
so that should tell you everything.
And it wasn't destined for streaming until, I think, January. And they put it out in, I think, mid-December.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you hear a cat crying, don't worry. It is a real cat.
He's our cat. He wants to come in the room, but he's not allowed.
He's not. It's a black cat too. Ooh, spooky.
Anyway, on to our top 10 worst movies of 2024, starting with number 10.
Werewolves.
Starring Frank Grillo and Katrina Law. We had high hopes for this one, didn't we?
We really were looking forward to this more than I was looking forward to this more than any other film this year.
Yeah, we're huge werewolf fans, so any werewolf movie that comes out, we're like, yay, got to give it a go. And there's a lot of practical effects with the werewolves in this one.
See, we turned this off. In all honesty, we actually turned this off.
We actually haven't seen the ending.
Because we were just so disappointed in it, and
that's something we never do, even for movies we hate.
Yeah.
So
I've never walked out on a film before, and if I'd have seen this at the cinema, because it was supposed to be on at the cinema here, if I'd have seen this, I probably would have walked out.
Yeah. It was just...
It's a film that's just a trailer. Every scene is a trailer for a scene that should be coming.
Trailer.
Yeah, and it's acted like it's a trailer as well. You know?
It's a damn shame. All right, next on the list, number 9 is Salem's Lot, starring Lewis Pullman and Mackenzie Lee,
Oh man,
directed by Gary Doberman.
This was so disappointing.
Yeah, we had high hopes for this because the preview looked really good, and it's obviously based on the Stephen King book Salem's Lot.
They had a lot going into it. They had a lot to answer to because of the miniseries was so good.
Yeah,
and even the Rob Lowe one, which you haven't seen yet.
No, but I heard it was good. Yeah.
That's very good. James Cromwell does the best Father Halloran ever. But
there are hints of a good movie in here.
There is.
Unfortunately, it's a long story, and they tried to condense it down to a 2-hour movie, and it did not come across at all.
Don't do that, guys. Look what happened with It Chapter 1 and 2. Like they actually had enough, sense to actually make 2 movies.
Yeah.
Sure, the second one is a disappointment compared to the first one, but still, it's such a big film or story that they made 2 movies. Yeah. They should have done it with this.
Absolutely should have, and I think if they had done it, would have been a really good movie.
Oh, and speaking of films that should have been good, number 8.
Yes, The Exorcism, directed by Josh Miller, starring Russell Crowe.
Oh man, what a tragedy! Yeah. This film was so good,
and we'd just seen Russell Crowe in an exorcism-based movie,
The Pope's Exorcist.
The Pope's Exorcist, which was absolutely fantastic. So we had high hopes for this, but
Jesus wept.
It's a movie that takes a sharp turn at around the halfway point.
I don't even think. I think it's 2/3 into the film,
and it sort of goes rapidly downhill from there. But
so
it's
bad.
Just an ending that is.
It actually cuts. There's actually a cut to black, and at that point, guys, if you watch this movie, turn it off right there.
Yeah,
because leave it up to your imagination, because whatever you can imagine is better than what they actually came up with. Yeah. And this film was actually originally called The Georgetown Project, and I've been following the making of this film for years, because Joshua Miller is also the son of Jason Miller, who who played Father Karras. And of course, there was lots of rumors about the set being cursed and having lots of demons and all sorts of stuff. And it's all crap. But Josh Miller and his partner had thought of the idea of, hey, what about if that was actually true and it was a cursed film? So they actually, in the movie, they're actually remaking The Exorcist, called The Georgetown Project, because they can't call it The Exorcist for rights probably. And it's sort of like they're remaking it, and it's this actual story, and then it goes on it's really, really, really good, and then there's a cut, and after that cut, everything is bad. Yeah,
such a disappointment. Number 7. Now, this is going to be a controversial one. Not everyone's going to agree having this in a top 10 worst of 2024, but we got to put it there. It's Alien Romulus, directed by Fede Alvarez, starring Callie Spain or something, and David Johnson.
Yeah, so we just concentrate on David Johnson because he was the best thing.
Yeah, he was actually fantastic in this movie. But high hopes again. We saw the preview and we were like, oh, they've gone back to. Not only have they gone back to basics, but it looked like they'd taken, the setting from the very popular game Alien Isolation, and I thought, oh, this is going to be scary.
Hey, look, I have an issue because something happened at the end of the film that took me out of the cinema, like literally physically out of the cinema, and I had to come back in like at the very tail end of it, so I didn't see the end properly. But it's like watching a car wreck. It's sort of like, or the 12 steps of being an alcoholic, the acceptance and thing. It's just like watching something's like, and it's like, I wanted to love it. I mean, I am like the target audience,
Same.
And, I mean, that's your favorite.
My favorite horror movie of all time.
And it's like, I was sitting there and I was just like, had this gut feeling that I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe it's me. I need to watch it twice. But no, it on recollection, it wasn't me.
No, there are things to like about it. The practical effects are really, really good,
and the CG is very good too.
Well, except for the
I didn't
uncanny valley of Ian Holm.
Ian Holm. That was
Yeah,
that was terrible.
pretty bad. But and like we said, David Johnson is fantastic in this movie.
Andy is his name?
Andy, yeah.
Yeah. It's a great character.
Synthetic.
I would actually watch a sequel to this, and I have a funny feeling that the sequel would be better than this.
Yeah.
As long as they don't have that. I mean, I'll watch the ending one day. The thing I saw, I was like standing off to the side. I couldn't really see the screen properly.
The ending was very
and
disappointing.
They had this big thing. I was like, oh, what the hell? I'm glad I actually missed the ending because I would have actually been angry, I think.
Yeah. It was, a stab.
And I was just disappointed. I wasn't angry. I was just disappointed.
Yeah, it was like a stab in the back in a.
It's like the white alien out of Alien Resurrection. Yeah. It's the I had the same feeling.
Yeah, and I cannot believe, knowing the backlash to that Alien and Alien Resurrection that they went down the path they did with Alien Romulus.
I'm sorry.
It's just mind-boggling.
She was gutted.
Anyway, number 6.
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh,
directed by Adam Wingard, starring Rebecca Hall and Dan Stevens.
See, look, there is a fun movie in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is a fun turn your brain off movie, which, I mean, on the flip side, the funny thing is our best of, there's going to be another ape movie in the top 10 of the year, Kingdom. And I just cannot believe how chalk and cheese these are, because the Godzilla one, it's dumb. It is.
It is a clear cash grab. There's no effort put into the storyline.
It's laughable. I mean, there's only one saving grace in this film, and Van Halen is in it.
Always Van Halen.
It is always. But that's the best thing about the film. And Dan Stevens actually you can see he's having a hell of a good time.
Yeah.
And that's enjoyable. He's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the rest of the movie.
They need to let this franchise die. I mean,
or have one last battle.
Godzilla -1 was absolutely fantastic. That is how you tell a Godzilla story.
It was human.
So if you're going to continue
epic.
the franchise, go down that path. Let's kill the American franchise. It's terrible.
Well, I mean, look, Monarch TV show wasn't that great, but it had Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell, and for me, that's enough to watch. I'd watch a second season.
For me, that was a gimmick. Anyway, number 5. Now, I haven't seen this one. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, directed by Gil Keenan, starring Paul Rudd and Carrie Coon.
Ghostbusters on recollection. I was looking at the cover yesterday. I was in the shop. I was looking at the cover. I thought, you know what? I'm too harsh on that film. It's a disappointing Ghostbusters movie, but kids love it, and it's actually they have an affinity for it.
Anyway, moving on to our number 4
I'm
on the
not
list.
passionate about that at all.
Just a little bit. We have the remake of Roadhouse.
Unnecessary film
by
number.
Doug Liman, yes. Starring Jake Gyllenhaal and for some reason, Conor McGregor.
I blocked this guy out of my head. I actually blocked him out of my head.
There was a potential for a good movie in here as well. But
Until.
Conor McGregor ruins any potential that is in this movie. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal was pretty great.
He was great. He was like, he had fun and he actually was physically imposing. When he said, what hospital have you got insurance? To the guys, I was thinking, this guy's badass.
Unfortunately, Conor McGregor is laughably bad, and the fight scenes, which is what you've come to Roadhouse to see, are really bad.
The CG uncanny valley, I hate to use that phrase again because it's overused, but it's like there's a blurring effect they have on the fight scenes when they're going in for like the close-up. And I don't need to see fists connect. I really don't. But you saw the original Roadhouse, even that last, the fight with Dalton has with that guy that he rips his throat out. There's some physical contact there, but there no way do I actually need to see a close-up of the guy's throat getting ripped out.
Yeah,
I don't need to see that.
It's more intense to envision what is going on than actually seeing it close up. And, the weird uncanny valley of the CG punches It's just,
It's terrible.
it looked bad. It looked very bad.
I mean, Doug Liman is one of the best action directors that has come out of like the 90s. I mean, The Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
You know, he is phenomenal director. Like, I actually have a lot of time for his movies. However, this just goes down as a complete misstep in his filmography, because not only is Jake Gyllenhaal wasted in this, and he's really good in it, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But it just, because of Conor McGregor, it makes the film seem like it's amateurish.
Yeah, very much so.
And because Conor McGregor can't act.
No.
I mean, I'll say that to your face, Conor McGregor. Come to my house and I'll bitch slap you. Because
stick to your day job, bud.
Yeah, go away. Don't ever act in another film. I mean, he wants to be The Rock. The Rock can act. Watch Pain and Gain. His best role. I don't care what anyone says. And Conor McGregor is not an actor.
No.
He's not a human. He's a robot sent from the future to destroy movies.
He's a caricature of what a 12-year-old boy thinks a big tough man is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to our top 3. In our third place position, we have The Strangers, Chapter 1.
Oh, boy.
By Rennie Harlan, starring Madeline Petsch and Froy Gutierrez.
Okay. There's one film that completely, I'm allowed to swear on this one? Completely fucked me up when I watched it, and that was The Strangers. I have never experienced fear and dread like I have in that film, because I watched it by myself in the house and at very late at night, and it just works.
Yeah.
It terrified the crap out of me. I have an actual fear of home invasion, right? And, you know, it's a natural fear.
Yeah.
It's not an unnatural fear, like ghosts and stuff like that. But it just showed me, like, this can happen. And it is actually based on a true story.
Yeah.
It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's completely loosely based. But, you know, and the line that they have in the original, you know, because you were home.
Yeah.
You know, that to me is the most chilling thing.
That's the thing. It's an easy premise to make scary because it could be real.
It could be. It's like Halloween. Halloween can be real.
People.
Friday the 13th can be real. You know, Elm Street can't.
This movie, they screwed the pooch.
It's no way believable in any reaction of anyone in this film.
No, both of the main characters make stupid decisions throughout the movie. They, you know, the guy leaves the girl by herself for a lengthy period of time after they've started having these threatening door knocks on the door. Like, why would you do that?
I would not leave you by yourself.
No.
And then what does she do? The most sane thing I've ever seen anyone, this is sarcasm, she smokes some pot.
Yeah, she smokes some pot.
And has a shower.
Yeah.
Even though that they've had these threatening...
Yeah. And despite the fact that the boyfriend was there when they started having the threatening knocks on the door, when he comes back, because she smokes some pot, he accuses her of seeing people
because,
in the house.
A pot makes you hallucinate.
It's like, you were there, dude. You seriously, it's just a terrible movie.
It's awful.
Not looking forward to Chapter 2.
And we watched Die Hard 2 the other night. And Rennie Harlan is one of the best action directors ever. She hadn't seen Adventures of Ford Fairlane yet. Oh, you're going to watch it.
All right.
And I think you will hate it. Like, absolutely hate it, because it's definitely not aged well. However, Rennie Harlan directs the shit out of that movie, and it's great for that. And Die Hard 2 is like
the movie.
Well, I fobbed it off as like, it's just a sequel, like, and it's not Die Hard. And I watched it the other night thinking, this is almost as good as Die Hard in a lot of ways.
There's a few pacing issues, but it is
and yeah, a couple of third act turns, but
it's a sequel.
Really good. And why Rennie? And he directed my favorite Elm Street, Part 4, which I will defend that film to death. I think that is the most inventive, clever, and relatable Elm Street film.
Yep. The Strangers Chapter 1, though?
Not
Give it a miss, guys.
not relatable to anyone.
No, don't do it. All right, number 2, we have Never Let Go.
I'll
directed
let
by
you go.
Alexandra Aja.
Aja.
Starring Halle Berry.
Halle Berry.
Oh, God.
Okay, look, there's 2 directors on this list. 3, 4 directors.
Who are really good directors.
Like Aja, Fede Alvarez, Rennie Harlan.
Even Eli Roth.
Doug Liman.
Doug Liman, yeah.
Yeah, no, you've just spoiled the last one. Look,
Fede Alvarez.
but this is probably the most, I don't know. So I didn't hate it as much as Alicia did, but it is not a good film.
No.
It is takes a very weird premise. I mean, the best thing about this film, and I'll spoil this right now, is when Halle Berry dies. It's the best thing that happens in the film because she is out of the picture, and the 2 boys get to act and carry the rest of the movie, and they do a fantastic job. That's when the film actually gets good. But you know what the problem is? It's 2/3 of the way in the movie.
Yep. And it's 2/3 of the way in the movie, and 10 minutes into the movie, you figure out
everything
that's going on.
You don't need
there's no tension
story.
Because you know what's happening.
It's based on a book, isn't it?
Yeah. If they had killed off Halle Berry's character earlier in the movie, and the rest of the movie was us watching these boys, young boys, try to survive in this situation by themselves with limited food and resources, that would have been really interesting.
It would have.
I would like to see that movie.
That movie would be great.
That's not what we got.
No, we got this film, and hey, look, watch it if you want. Don't recommend it, and you'll end up seeing yourself, Alexandra Aja did this?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy did High Tension, and you know, although that film isn't as good as people think it is, I'm just like, come on.
Right, drum roll for number 1. This one's an obvious one, guys. Borderlands. Directed by Eli Roth, starring Kate Blanchett, Kevin Smith, and Jack Black. What? I haven't
And Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, yes. I actually haven't seen this movie either.
I did. I went to the movies. Thanks, Alex.
Warren went with friends. I refused to see this movie because the preview was enough to tell me that this was the worst movie of 2024. And I don't think I'm wrong.
She is correct in every single way. Look, as I was watching this film, I was thinking, oh my God, Borderlands. I love Borderlands. It's such a great game series. I've been playing this game since the first game, and I love them. They're crazy. They're wacky. You can, just play it for shits and giggles. This film is not in any way, shape, or form connected to that universe. I don't believe. I think this is like a bad fever dream.
Yeah.
This is like if you wanted to get Mad Max and then take Mad Max 2, which is an R-rated film in America, and then make that film G-rated to appeal to mass audiences.
And then hire
take
cast that are twice, if not 3 times the age that the characters are supposed
Kate
to be.
Blanchett's supposed to be like 20 in the games. Lilith is like in the 20s. And, I mean, they get a lot of the lore right.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the psychos who are like the guys that are on the cover, the maniacs, man, there's like one scene with those guys and they're in like a cave or something. It's like they're not like riding like cars and stuff like that. Oh man, this is such a bad film. Like she's only seen the breakdowns on YouTube, and she's just going, "Oh Jesus!" And let me just tell you, she's lucky. She's so lucky she didn't actually have to sit there, pay money, and watch the fucking movie. Because
I don't intend to ever.
I might make her one day, just as if she makes me watch a film I don't want to watch, I'm making her watch Borderlands as punishment now. but no, I think apart from the cocaine budget, I think the money went to the actors, the big actors in this. Kevin Hart would demand some money now. Kate Blanchett, of course,
Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, and that the kid, what's her name, Ariana
No, I can't remember.
Goldblatt or whatever her name is. Look, it doesn't matter at the end of the day because they're all shit in this film.
Yep.
I mean, there is such a good film that they could have made, and look, and I would love to read the original script because I reckon there's that, like, from the original concept, it would have been a kick-ass movie.
I don't know.
With
I'm
different
not sure
people.
you could make
Different people,
a passable movie with this.
different people,
Yeah.
different actors, different director,
Different story.
more of a budget, and the story actually follows the games pretty well, but it truncates 3 games into one movie, and that's a bad idea.
Can't do that.
I mean, they cast Kevin Hart as a badass, and in the game he's like 6'4", muscly, huge. He's basically The Rock, and they put Kevin Hart in the role. But the funny thing is, Kevin Hart's the best thing in the movie, and he's actually kicked some ass in the film. Like, he actually does. It's believable because he did that Die Hard and all that, and he's actually a believable action star, right? Because he actually looks like he's done some training.
I don't believe Kevin Hart as an action star.
He is fine.
He's so whiny. Like
No, but he isn't in this film, and that's the problem. He doesn't get a lot of Kevin Hart moments. And maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. But look, the film is a flop in every sense of the word. Even the special effects weren't that great.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have just got the guys who made the game to make
I'm
the
pretty
special
sure it was
effects.
rushed to get it out.
But
on
I
time.
don't know why, because it was delayed. It was actually, for God's
Anyway.
sake. Anyway, that's the worst film of the year, Borderlands.
So that is our top 10 worst movies of 2024. Look out in the next few days for the top 10 best movies of 2024. We're going to have a long think about that.
And you know what sucks?
What?
Nosferatu comes out on New Year's Day over here. So it's not going to be a 2024
No.
film.
That's all right. I'm sure it'll be on our list for next year. Anyway.
Which one, though? Adios, guys. Stay hydrated. Be good.
Remember, leggings are not pants.
And I hope you enjoyed your film watching this year.
So do I.
Did you?
Yeah, always.
Even though this list?
Take the bad with the good.
I could take that personally, but I'm not going to. Good night.
Bye.